stepped on awful. I had like henna on the back of my foot. Like, I mean, it's the truth.
Hector, it's always a pleasure to talk to you. I'm
talking to you too.
So grateful that you were able to come join us. We're going to move on to our next guest, but we are so happy. We wish you and your cast all the best of luck. You guys deserve it all of you guys. So thank you so much for joining us, and we will talk to you soon.
Talk to you later. Toodles.
Bye.
So love you.
Oh, dude, I love him so much.
Oh my God.
All right. So our next guest is from Nicky Rowe High School. Her name is Annabelle Renner. I'm excited about this one just because I don't think we've ever spoken to her. I think we may have like seen her at a show.
I'm excited.
Right, at her shows. But I'm excited because I love meeting new people. So we wanted to bring her on.
I think that's
her. Yeah. Here we go. All right. Hi.
Hi.
Oh my God, how are you?
I'm good. Kind of nervous because I don't like talk to people, so this is new.
Trust me, when we first started this, like it literally would take us like hours to come up with like 5 minutes of footage because we were like, we're just talking to a camera.
Oh my God, yeah.
Nobody's here. Like, what if it sounds stupid? Like,
it's nerve-wracking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
all morning I was like, oh my God.
Oh my God. All right, so for those of you watching, this is Annabelle Renner from Nicky Rowe High School. She is currently nominated for Leading Actress in a Play for her role as Molly in Peter and the Starcatcher. I just want to talk about this for a sec because when it comes to plays, I think that was one of my top 5 sets. I really it was so like I feel like it would have been so fun to play on. Like I mean like just all the different like levels.
It was so fun. Like there was ladders everywhere and just like things to grab onto, and kind of like when you're running through, you like grab a bar and just swing on it and you come through. It was so much fun. You would hit your head though, but like it was fun.
Yeah, like I mean, it just looked like a jungle gym, and like I don't mean that like in a bad way. Like it just looked like so fun. Like,
no,
it's
so freaking fun. The whole time I was thinking, this is the perfect set to do Hamilton.
Oh,
I was like, this is such a representation of like
this
how you would want to have like your set structured for Hamilton. I don't know. I thought it was beautiful. The curtains opened and
I know. I also loved how you guys did when you guys. It was like the house lights were on.
Mm-hmm.
And then like everybody like came to sit out in the audience.
Oh.
And then like it was like you guys all went to the stage and then I think someone clapped.
It was Muddy Black Sash.
Yeah, he clapped and the lights went off and the show started and I was like, what is this? Like I was like, oh my God.
We got sucked into a world that was just amazing.
It was amazing. I loved it.
That was kind of the goal. We were just like, okay, we're going to start out as actors explaining our story, and then we're going to dive in and hopefully take the audience with us into the story.
I loved that. It was such a cool concept. I love it. So we're asking all of our guests this because it is just a big topic right now. But how has quarantine been for you?
Oh, Lord. At first, like, we were talking about it right before spring break started, like, in school, and we're like, oh, well, like, maybe it'll get extended, like, a week, so we'll have 2 weeks for spring break. And we're like, oh, that's cool, like, we need a break. And then we kept getting notifications. We're like, okay, it's been extended even more, and eventually we're like, oh, so, like, it's done. That's it for the year? And we're like, okay, so, like, what are we gonna do now?
Yeah.
At first, like, I'm gonna be real honest with you, I took it really, really hard. Because, like, I'm a senior, and, like, I was thinking about it, and I was like, that's the last time I'm going to be, like, with my people, you know, with my little troupe. And, like, it's not really the last time, because I know that, like, once everything's safe, we can all go out and, like, have fun before everybody goes off for college. But it was still hard. But I think now that I've accepted it almost and, like, realized that it's a good thing, not only a bad thing. I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I can imagine, like, I can't imagine being in your shoes. Like, I mean, I feel the exact same way. Like, I mean, your senior year is, like, supposed to be, like, this big, like, final chapter in your high school career. And like, I mean, Rona just decided to like destroy all of that.
Miss Rona said, and I was like, okay.
But yeah, so we'll start with the questions. There's like 3 or 4. And we'll also be taking questions from the comments. So if you guys want to like do that, you can. So this is actually one of my, so I had never seen Peter the Starcatcher.
Oh,
that's
right. That was your first time.
It was the first time I saw it. And I absolutely fell in love with your character. I truly, like, she was my favorite. Like, I just loved, like, her spunk, and, like, she was very, like, I'm the leader. Like, just because you say it has to be a boy, like, I'm the leader, you know? And I was like, yes, like, love it. But I want to know, was there, like, a personal connection with the character, or was it, like, a process to get there?
Both. It was kind of difficult because that was my first real show ever. I was always a tech. I did set, so I was always the set person. I was always backstage, like hands-on stuff. And my director, Mr. Lerma, came up. He was like, "You should audition for this." And I was like, "What?" just go to auditions. Like, if you don't like it, that's cool, but like you should go. And I was like, "Fine, I'll go, whatever." And lo and behold, he was like, "Oh, by the way," and I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." And when I read the script, we did the cold read and like going through it, and like halfway through, I was like, "Oh my god, she's me!" Like, okay, that's cool. And so originally, when like we were getting on stage and like doing the blocking and like trying to get into character for those first few like weeks or so, it was really like difficult for me because like I would act like myself, and that's not what they wanted. And I was like, okay, so like how do I change it? So like at first it was like, okay, this is cool, it's me. And then later they were like, well, we have to change some things. And I was like, okay. So like it was a process, but also I still had that connection all the way through. I was like, okay, Molly and I, we're on that level, you know, we're good. But it was difficult, I'd say.
So going back to what you said about technical theater, so we saw that your school posted about you studying technical theater, correct?
Yes.
So would you say technical theater is more of your passion than acting, or is there like a balance, or what do you think?
If you were to ask me this question before Peter, I would have said, I am totally all tech. I don't like being on stage. No one look at me, like put me in the back. But after my final show of Peter, I broke down and I was like, why did I like this so much? And I was like, wait a second, wait, what? And so I'm going to college and studying technical theater, like scenic design, because that's my main passion, but acting kind of snuck up on me and was like, oh, well, now I like this. So I've talked to the director at the college I'm going to, and I don't know how, but he's like, yeah, you can do scenic design for this, and then you can act in this. And I was like, okay, so like, I don't have to pick just one, which is awesome. And I'm so excited to like continue learning more about both aspects of theater.
That's amazing. Were you involved in the creation of the set for Anything Goes?
Yeah, I helped a lot with Anything Goes.
That set was absolutely beautiful. I remember when we saw it and when it started opening or whenever it moved.
Oh, yeah.
It was so stunning.
Yeah.
Such a beautiful set.
Little like wheels on the bottom, and it would just spin. Oh, it was awesome. I missed that set. What the heck?
It was really cool. I mean, it wasn't something we were expecting at all.
Yeah.
Because like it just kind of like did its own thing, and we were like, oh, okay.
I know.
But what was I gonna say? Well, we have one question. We'll take this question. Here you go. It's from Hector. He says, "Hi, Queen. What was your favorite part about working on Frankenstein? Because I loved every moment of it."
Hi, Hector. I love you. Oh, he's so wonderful. Let's just.
He is.
He really is.
Okay. Frankenstein was a difficult process because there was a lot of like underlying things that were going on in the troupe besides the show itself. Mm-hmm. And then we had to deal with like the threats of like COVID and like shutting it down or whatever. And at one point they were like, oh, you're gonna act. And I was like, whoa, wait, hang on. They were like, this is like 2 weeks before. And I was like, okay, what's going on? thank God, one of our actresses came back, and so I was still intending. I was like, guys, I can't do this. But that was one thing that was really weird, and I had never done lights before, and they're like, oh, you're gonna do lights, and I was like, okay, let's learn. And it was really difficult for me, and Mr. Lerma had to like really sit me down and like drill it into my head like what I was supposed to do, because I would mess it up a lot. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna make y'all fail. I don't know, like it was a fun experience overall, and I was like, I'm really glad that I learned it, because it's another thing that I have more appreciation for the people that do it. Because I'm like, wow, that's really difficult, y'all. You don't press buttons, like you have to like do stuff.
Yeah.
The whole grid system is crazy, and learning how to operate it is just another.
Yeah, and I never fully appreciated that before I did it, and I was like, guys, that's hard.
Oh my God. All right. So what? So you worked in tech for what I want to say the last 3 before this one, correct?
Myself, because I was at IDEA before I came to Row.
Okay.
But I came to Row, I joined theater almost immediately. I fell in love with the program and the arts and everything. And ever since then, I was in tech theater until Peter.
So what was your favorite show to work on, either tech-wise or acting?
Well, acting, it obviously has to be Peter, because like that was the one show I was really in.
Yeah.
Busy survival, but like, you know, that was like a 5-second thing. But for the technical aspect of it, I worked on a lot of sets, but my personal favorite is always going to be Noises Off. I loved Noises Off. The entire show itself, it was just perfect, and the whole set spun around. There was a double-sided set, and it was 2 stories, had wheels under it, and we'd flip it around, break it into 3 parts, and put it back together for Act 2 and 3. And it was just, that was my white whale achievement, and like, I don't think, you know, I'm not gonna say anything, but like, sorry, my low battery thing.
You're frozen.
We're gonna get something that cool again, if that makes sense. Like, that was my crowning achievement almost for scenic design.
So did you work on Into the Woods?
I started off doing scenic design for Into the Woods, not designing it, but working on the set.
Mm-hmm.
But not, I would say last minute. They kind of threw me in because they kept losing actresses. And they were like, oh, you're going to be Cinderella's mom and the giant. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
I remember that.
Oh, you know, they were like, here's the script. You have this and this and this. And I was like, okay. So am I not doing set? And I'm like, no. I was like, okay, that's fine. But, you know.
Well, I mean, I think it's amazing that you're able to do both tech and acting, and I'm glad that you're able to continue that in your college education, because that's gonna give you such a well-rounded resume, and I think that's literally gonna help you so much in your future should you choose to pursue this. So I wish you nothing but the best of that. I mean, that's amazing. But our final question will be, what category are you most excited about for today?
I have a few, because I don't have a lot of people that I know, but I'm really excited for Best Supporting Actor in a Musical. And I'm also really excited for Scenic Design, simply because that's my main thing. I was like, oh, I'm so excited. All of those sets that were nominated were so gorgeous. I was like, oh my gosh, guys, wow. But I think that's the one I'm most excited for, the set designs.
This year, everyone tech-wise bumped it up.
Oh, yeah.
I loved everything that everyone did.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
I felt like everybody was like, okay, oh, you did that? Okay, hold on. Let me go do this. I mean, I think everybody was like, all right, we're going to be on our game. And it was stunning. All the shows were stunning this year.
Yeah.
Well, Annabelle, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It was so great to get to know you for a little bit. I hope you had fun. We wish you nothing but the best, you and your cast, you and your school, and you and all your future endeavors.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Of course. So have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.
Bye, Brick-a-Leg.
Bye.
Thank you.
Another sweetheart in the bag.
So wonderful.
Everyone's so freaking nice.
I know.
Like,
guys, I'm really surprised I made it this far without crying. Because I know it's usually her crying, but I'm like on the verge.
we'll wait for it because the next person.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it. Okay, so our next guest is another queen.
Mi tocaya.
Another queen from Palmview High School. We have Daniela Gandaria.
And here come all of our tears.
Yes, I'm about to cry.
I love her so much.